Hello there. What is going on, everybody? We're running some Armada today. I've got a lot of Imperial ships in this build. I've got a Simoon as my flagship. I've got 3 Architons. I've got a Raider with gunnery team and the upgrade that drains all your upgrades. Drains your defense tokens. And the Gazantes, which, again, not much on those. So we're gonna try to have some fun. The Architons have quad battery turrets on them. The Gazanti has nothing. The ISD has, my commander is Ramadi. He also has nothing. The Raider has the most upgrades. He's Corvus, Overload Pulse, Disposable Capacitors, and Gunnery Team. So he's gonna try and get a lot of work done, and we'll see how this little 2-round tournament goes today. It's a lot of ships, though. I don't usually get to run like a whole fleet in Armada for the Empire, so I thought that is a fun thing. And we are playing down here at Coliseum of Comics on East Colonial in Orlando, Florida. A really cool store, so you should definitely come on and check us out. And let's get into it. All right, so set up for the first game. I'm playing Matt, and he had the bid. He chose second player, so give me first player. I chose Most Wanted. Knowing that he has a Gazanti and I have a Simoon, I still went with Most Wanted, just because I thought I had a plan. Maybe I can it'll help me kill a small ship a little sooner and give me even more of an activation advantage. That's the thought. But yeah, so we are all set up, and he's over there. I deliberately put my Simoon here in the back. It's really slow, so hopefully he doesn't get to kill it and get an extra 112 points, but we'll see how this game goes. Okay, it's been a slow approach. We are now getting ready to start round 3, just hitting the halfway point. We have had a little bit of shots fired there. Squadrons came in and are doing a little bit of shooting here. I got 2 shields drained off of the Star Destroyer at long range. He's got 3 shields drained off of this Architons with his fighters, but I've been draining them also with flak firepower. But where everybody's like, this guy's a speed 0 right now, but he can do that. With Ozzel and my flagship's at speed 1, we're really trying to do the slow approach. And I think his goal right now is, hey, if I could just take off 1 Architons on turn 6, then all of a sudden I got a nice 50-point win. Whereas I'm not going to have enough time to chew through a Star Destroyer as slow as we're going, but we'll see. All right, top of round 4. My Corvus is going first. He did concentrate fire, gunnery team, popped disposable capacitors, and got the dream shot. He overloaded pulsed both of the Star Destroyers. He may die now, but he did exactly what he was brought into this list to do. So hopefully it'll matter. We'll see, because I mean, you might as well just Ozzel them down to speed 0 at this point. We're like, nah, screw it. I got no defense tokens anyway. Yeah. All right, we are all done here. He won 186 to 155 or so. 150. So yeah, real close game. They took out the Palpatine Star Destroyer, but then we ran out of time and didn't have enough damage on the flagship and nothing else. But very, very close game. Super exciting. Super exciting. All right, so game number 2, I'm playing Andy, and he's running Empire as well. In an ISD Avenger with Palpatine and Jerjerrod, SW7s. He's got a Demolisher and a nice squadron presence here. He's got a Gazanti with Hondo and Comsnet, and he's got Bosk and Colonel Jendon and Merrick Steele and Darth Vader, and Interceptors and Interceptor. And what's the regular tie? They just regular tie?
Just generic. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So So another Empire versus Empire. So we're a lot of Empire out here today. All right. We're at the start of round 3 in this game. It is planetary ion cannon. Just fast forwarded a little bit. I'm mostly all over here. He's all over there. We kind of did deployment on that side and deployment on this side. Definitely moving in. This is going to be around where we have some firing. My Raider is going to go first. I'm first player, and I'm going to probably try to gunnery team hit both of his ships if I can. So that's the beauty of it. All right, we're moving into turn 5. I took down his flagship. He took down 3 of my ships. We may see another Architons go down from all of his rogues and his fighters over here, but I think the demos decided to run, and I'm not sure what all else is going to happen. It's going to be it's going to come down to points for sure. Again, very, very close, kind of like the last game. My flagship got a little bit more aggressive. But now I'm going to be hitting. We took planetary ion cannon. He's going to get a couple more ion cannon shots on me, which is fun. But I'm definitely worried about like Merrick Steele and all of this. At least he doesn't have the big squadron command activations. But you have 3 of them are rogue, right?
No, just Vader.
Oh, Vader's the only rogue?
And Bosk.
Yeah, okay. So there's, but my guys are a speed 1, so I don't think they're going to be able to get away too easily. So. All right, end of the game. It came down to all these squadrons going after another Architans, which would have been the difference maker. They weren't able to take him out. Vader did have one epic roll where he rolled 2 red dice, both doubles. I forced a re-roll with an evade token. He rolled into another double. So Vader just put so much damage on this guy. We thought he was going to go down, but he ended up just not getting it enough damage in. The Gladiator did escape. If I could have gotten it, it would have been a tabling, because after that's one of the risks of having flotillas now and not having that many ships. But the Architans did really good today. I did lose my Raider, my Gazanti, and 1 Architans, which was about 150 points, but I got 173 off of his flagship. So I lost 3 ships, he lost 1, but the difference was it was exciting. It was a very tactical game. This was a fun fleet to fly. The Architans did a great job. I really love the Raiders' job in both of these. In this game, he also did get a gunnery team shot with disposable capacitors. Only overloaded pulsed 1 of the ships, but it's such a difference maker when you overload a pulse a ship right as it's about to move into firing range. It changes everything. You're like, oh, whoa, I'm going to slow down. And I think on that turn you slowed down from speed 3 to speed 1 to stay away from range, and it was huge. So it's such a fun way to run a Raider. I think I'm going to run this kind of Raider again in the future, but I do think maybe I could swap out gunnery team and put on the Psy Moon here and give it like intensify firepower. Would have been massive for this fleet. Although my dice weren't too bad today, it would have helped quite a bit. So
one roll.
Yeah, especially with Ramadi too. Even those long shots through an asteroid become so much better when you have intensified firepower. We had a great game, and that's going to wrap up our tournament. I had a 5-6 and then a 6-5. So just really fun, close games, and really enjoyable. All right, so at the end of the day, I lost 1 and won 1, a 5-6 and a 6-5, and honestly, my overall thoughts were that this list performed spectacularly. Again, it wasn't intended to be like a try-hard, I must win kind of list. It was meant to be a list that would look like an Imperial Fleet. I mean, I've got a lot of ships here, and that was definitely an important thing. And also to be a little deceptive. Having the flagship, the ISD, have no upgrades on it ended up being awesome. To be fair, it allowed me a lot of different things. Like in one of the games, I had taken... let that be my objective ship that would have given my opponent a lot more points. But since it wasn't that much of a threat, they ended up not even getting any shots on it the whole game. On the other hand, this little guy who had lots of upgrades, I did extremely well. He died both games, but managed to get a disposable capacitors gunnery team shot off in both of them. Draining some defense tokens and really causing my opponents to kind of slow down in both cases right before they would have entered the web of destruction. The Architans really performed well here as being the kind of overlapping fields of fire, that web of death. The Gazanti didn't do very much at all. And in my last game, I moved it to try to be a blocker. Like, its general role in this list was supposed to be that ship that would get in front of my other ships and cause obstructions in the lack of other stuff, but I just didn't end up having that work out as much. I think if I played something like this again, I could probably be more aggressive with the Gazanti, but really it was there just to be an extra activation to allow myself. In both games, my opponents gave me first player, which allowed me to really kind of have the Raider go last. And that's, I think, is something that I wanted to do, is have the Raider go last so then I could position it with nav tokens and nav commands, rather. Position it, wherever, exactly where I wanted, so I could maximize that next turn's first activation with the concentrate fire gunnery team shot. That was very, very successful. If you're not able to be first player going second player with 6 activations is going to be even crazier. So there's definitely the ways to utilize that as second player. I think also in retrospect, I could have been more aggressive with the ISD. In both of my games, the ISD was kind of in the rear, didn't end up coming into danger until like round 5 or 6. And then I'm relying on the fact that, hey, it's now that there's not enough time left, even though we don't have defensive retrofits and we don't have a whole lot of upgrades on here. I've just got enough shields and hull that there's no chance of mathematically that you could even kill it by then. But at the same time, it also didn't throw out many of its dice. And so it's my biggest weapon, and I didn't use it enough. Then again, if I use it too early, then it can die, and then I give my opponent 112 points, plus my flagship commander is on there and all of that good stuff. So I do expect to maybe consider dropping gunnery teams in place of intensify firepower, because although gunnery teams worked out really well this game, I could just alter my playstyle a little bit, and still possibly get close enough to somebody that I can still get a side shot with them, and still potentially get rid of 2 defense tokens at the same time, and overload pulse 2 different ships. It's still possible, but a little bit easier if you have gunnery teams. All in all, though, really fun list. I liked having this many ships. Biggest weakness was squadrons. Squadrons did a lot of damage to me in my second game, for sure. But that's one of the risks I'm always willing to take. I could also consider downgrading maybe the ISD to a victory, making some room for some TIE fighters or something like that. And it might still look pretty Imperial, but just the ISD is so darn pretty, it's hard not to run an ISD when you're playing Empire. All right, that's going to do it for the quick summary of the games. And I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I'll talk to you later. May the Force be with you, and all that other good stuff. Don't forget to change your socks and wash your socks and wear socks, but not with sandals.